Hey everybody, it's Davis from the Results team, and I hope you're doing well today. I am joined today by my good friend and one of our trusted vendors and advisors, Drew Haddock, who is a partner at DMJ Company in Sanford. Drew, thanks for joining us today.
Davis, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and everybody who looks to you for their trusted real estate services.
Well, I appreciate you being here and giving us sound advice as it regards to taxes and CPA advice, and we appreciate that. So Drew, one of the first things I want to ask is there's been a lot of news about deadlines and extensions. Kind of walk us through what that looks like. April 15th has come and gone. What are we looking at now?
Yeah, Davis, we've gotten a lot of questions on the tax deadlines. And as everybody knows, April 15th is the big tax deadline. And the IRS very early on, it was probably right after March 15th, announced that they were extending the federal deadline from April 15th to July 15th. And information has been rolling out and trickling out from that ever since. And North Carolina also very quickly followed suit. There was one caveat with North Carolina that has been fixed over the last few days when Roy Cooper signed the legislation on essentially some COVID relief for North Carolina. North Carolina Department of Revenue didn't have the authority to waive interest on late payments due April 15th. We had a good feeling that the legislature would act on this, and they have. And so now all North Carolina filings and payments that were due April 15th are now due July 15th.
Got it.
So that's kind of where we are with the filing stuff. Estimated tax payments, as you know, and many people probably know, there's a lot of self-employed individuals out there who pay quarterly estimated tax payments. And those payments, the first quarter is due April 15th and second quarter is due June 15th. Well, the federal government has extended both of those to July 15th. North Carolina, on the other hand, has not done that. So, you kind of have to look at your situation and decide, if you need to make a first quarter North Carolina payment or second quarter North Carolina payment. That's kind of where we stand on those key deadlines.
Do you expect North Carolina to fix that, or is that opportunity come and gone?
I'm not sure if they will fix that or not. It wasn't in the most recent legislation, so I would be surprised if they do fix that. So, estimated taxes are exactly that. It's estimated. And so, you kind of have to look at your individual business, your individual situation, and kind of work with your advisor on how much do I need to have paid in right now. Obviously, a lot of businesses are not doing very well and are suffering. And so I definitely do not think that anybody should be worried about paying estimated taxes in those situations, especially if your business is shut down.
Sure. Well, and so keeping with that, are there any extra forms or anything you need to fill out to take advantage of this extension, or is this just automatic?
No, this is it's an automatic deal. There's really nothing else that you need to do. As you know, there is an extension of time for filing that already existed before any of this. You can file an extension to file your taxes due April 15th, and that will extend your individual tax return to October 15th. Well, you no longer have to do that until July 15th now. So on July 15th, if you need extra time to file, not extra time to pay, but extra time to file. Government still wants their money. It's due July 15th now.
Sure.
Unless they extend it. You can get an extension, file for an extension, and extend your time to file to October 15th.
Got it. Appreciate that. Drew, in regards to retirement payments or maybe HSA deposits, talk to us a little bit about what that looks like right now.
Yeah, so with the extension of the deadline of July 15th, you also have an extended period of time to contribute to your IRA and your HSA for 2019. You have all the way to July 15th. So maybe that's something that folks want to consider is, do you have the ability to contribute a little extra to your HSA or IRA? I'm a huge fan of the HSA. If you're on a high deductible plan, you're eligible to contribute to an HSA. So that's something that people can consider. Also, with the CARES Act, while we're talking about retirement, the CARES Act put numerous provisions to allow people who are struggling right now to tap into their retirement plans who may need some money. I don't know. I kind of feel like personally that's a last resort to tap into that, but they definitely put rules in place to allow flexibility and allowing people who are going through a hard time right now to be able to either take a loan or take money out and either have it paid back within 3 years or defer paying taxes or splitting the tax liability on that money. But there definitely is some stuff in place around retirement plans right now.
That's interesting. That's good advice. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you sharing that. And I'm sure if someone was going to look at pulling some money out of retirement, you would suggest first reaching out to their tax advisor prior to doing so.
Absolutely. I still personally look at that as a very, as a last resort, to not want to touch that, because as we know, the markets, they have recovered. But the markets really took a hit, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a tax guy. But if you sell off, you don't have a loss until you create that loss by selling, your stock or your assets.
Sure.
And so, there's a lot going on that you would need to work with your financial advisor regarding touching your retirement. Got
it. Well, let's stick with the CARES Act. I know there's an expectation, and maybe you already have received a stimulus payment from the government, and there may be more coming down the line. For those who are not business owners but have collected this stimulus payment, do they need to expect to pay taxes on that, or is there any guidelines as to how they should be planning for that money?
Yeah, Davis, that is a question that we have gotten a lot. Is are we going to be taxed on this money that I just got? All of a sudden, I had this money hit my bank account. Am I going to be taxed on this? Do I have to repay this? And the answer is no. You're not going to be taxed on it, and you're not going to have to repay that money. What that money is essentially it's an advanced tax rebate for 2020. Okay, but the amount of money you receive is based on either your 2019 tax return or your 2018 tax return if your 2019 tax return wasn't filed yet. And for those that don't file tax returns, maybe you're on Social Security and that's your only income and you don't have to file a tax return, you're supposed to be getting a rebate as well based on your Social Security income. And all that money is not going to be paid back. In fact, it's going to be reconciled with your 2020 tax return. So let's say that you have a kid during 2020 and you're actually eligible for an additional $500 rebate. Well, the government's not going to send you an additional check, or at least I'm not aware of that right now, but instead you'll get that additional $500 credit on your 2020 tax return. So it kind of works the same way. So maybe, and two, I think there's a possibility that you were not eligible in 2019 for this stimulus rebate, but in 2020, due to varying circumstances, you would have been eligible. Then you will get a credit on your 2020 tax return.
That's interesting. That's good information. I appreciate that. So with the expectation of money coming in, a lot of people plan and depend on a tax refund from the government each year. Has there been a delay in receiving those, or what are some best practices, I guess, if you were expecting a tax refund to work towards getting that?
Yeah, so we're all kind of at the government's hands when it comes to a refund and getting that. Unfortunately, just like many businesses are shut down and running with fewer employees, the federal government, the IRS, and the North Carolina Department of Revenue, they're also running on lower staff. In fact, the IRS has said that the amount of mail they're receiving, they don't have enough people to process the mail that is coming in. And so they have trailers sitting outside the processing centers that are stacking full of mail. So if you can imagine, they're probably going to be backed up on a lot of different things. However, I have not personally heard of anybody. I think one of the goals of the IRS is still to get folks their refund as soon as possible. And I have not heard of any of my clients or anybody out there having any issues getting their refund. I still think that they are processing them fairly quickly, especially if you have direct deposit and you filed your tax return. I don't know if I would advise right now sending a paper copy of your tax return to the IRS, especially if you do refund, because it could be a long time if you paper file before you get that refund.
Sure.
So I have not heard of any issues right now, and hopefully that stays the case.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, Drew, I want to ask you, as it regards to the coronavirus and the situation that has been handed down to us in regards to taxes and accounting, is there something that today that I should have asked that I didn't ask that you think is pertinent to share with us?
Yeah, Davis, I think you covered a lot of it, and the CARES Act is just so deep. It's hard to go into every aspect. I would just encourage folks, especially small business owners, to reach out to your CPA, reach out to your financial advisor, and ask them. Hopefully you've already been getting that communication, but ask them, if you need help, what's out there, because there's a lot out there to help small businesses. And one item that I want to touch on that's been really a hot topic for small businesses is the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP loan program. It's been all in the news. It ran out of money within 2 weeks. It's been refunded with an additional $310 billion. That money has not ran out yet. So, work with your financial advisor, work with your bank, see if you qualify for something like that. If you don't think you need that, there's other items, payroll tax credits and payroll tax deferral opportunities that you should be considering during this time. Got it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think we could probably do a whole nother 20, 30 minutes alone on PPP just by itself. There's a lot of information out there. Well, Drew, I know how to reach you, and we'll be sure to share that with everyone, but do you mind sharing the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, no problem at all. My email address is dhaddock@dmj.com, and my phone number here in Sanford is 919-774-4535. I had to look and make sure that it but yeah, I definitely here and willing to help anybody. One of our goals is to help small businesses stay in business right now. We want to help our clients and we want to help our community during this difficult time.
Well, I appreciate that. And as a small business owner, I can endorse Drew with high regard. He does a wonderful job for us, and he is one of our preferred advisors, and we greatly appreciate that. And Drew, thanks for your time today, and we'll chat with you soon.
Thanks, Dennis.